Ouch. Well, you live in your parents' basement and you're a dickless wonder. It's got this little nub and you're probably there masturbating to reruns of Modern Family. You suck. Hey. Today I want to talk about, this is Saul Roth, by the way, and I was just responding to a hater. I want to talk about how to deal with hate comments, both on YouTube, Instagram, and communities that are full of it, like Reddit. I'm going to go through the foolproof system on how to deal with haters. By the way, that wasn't a real hater. And we're also going to tell a funny story at the end, or maybe a tragic story, depending on your perspective. So, if you post anything online, and if you're a daily YouTuber like me, or if you just post anything that shows off something you built or something you're proud of, or where you're trying to look cool or trying to look sexy or just trying to look like anything, if it gets popular enough, you're going to attract haters. And what a hater will do is pretty much try to make you feel bad about yourself, mess with your insecurities, and insult the shit out of you. If you didn't know that, you should look up the word gullible in the dictionary because you should read more. But you already know about haters. What I want to talk about is a system of dealing with it, a system of having it not affect you, and a system of actually getting pleasure and not giving them what they want. So I get lots of haters. Even though I'm not that popular, I still get lots of haters. Lots and lots of hate. I usually delete the really bad stuff so it doesn't show up and destroy and kind of gross out my comment section, but the hate's there. I'm going to explain the foolproof system to deal with it. But it's pretty easy. This is actually a legit method that I've never seen anyone talk about. So I have no idea if I just made it up or that if it's a common way of dealing with such things, but give it a try. So I blogged in the past about some issues I had with body dysmorphia and some other stuff. So I tend to have an obsessive personality. So if someone stings me in the past or insults me real hardcore, my mind will like keep replaying it over and over again, which creates some bad consequences. So I had to figure out a system to deal with hatred and insults and everything else. The stuff they usually tell you, ignore it. When it comes to online bullying and online hate, won't work. Ignoring it will do nothing. Snapping back at them will do nothing. What you need to do in order to deal with it is conceptualize where it comes from, who's giving it to you, what it means, if it's important, and then why it's awesome and why it's contributing to your eventual success, which is the exact opposite of what the person hating on you wants. Now, those are a bunch of big words, but let's break it into stupidity. And let's bring it into the basic exercises, and let's pretend you don't know why they work, but you just do them anyways. So, people hate on each other for all the obvious reasons. They're jealous, they want to see you fail, they feel bad about themselves, you're bringing out their own insecurities, so instead of feeling bad about themselves, they want to attack you. Common, right? Well, at least I'm not ugly like you are, yeah. What an idiot, a moron, But those are like basic hate. When you start producing stuff online, they're going to look for every single thing they can about you that you're insecure about and try to pick at that. But the best way to deal with it is really simple. You just make a mental, you can make an actual list on a spreadsheet if you want to, of every bad thing about you. And then be extra harsh. It's okay. So, if you think you're ugly, then be like, you're fucking ugly. You fucking age like shit. You have a receding hairline. You're too short. You have short legs. You have an ugly thumb. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. You're stupid. You have a lisp when you say this word. You have an accent that's undiscernible. It doesn't really matter what it is. Those are not real. But make a list of all the shit that you think about yourself, and it's probably way harsher than anyone else would ever say. Then make it harsher, and then make up shit that doesn't even exist. This sounds really weird, but it does work. Stay with me on this. So, you can be super harsh, because this is a fake experiment to take you through a mental practice. You can be like, you're worthless, everyone hates you, the people you talk to, just continue. You're so ugly, people imagine there was someone else when they go on a date with you. Whatever, it doesn't actually matter how terrible of an insult it is, because these aren't real. Just make a list of hate, include the stuff that is your physical flaws, and your emotional and intellectual flaws. Then kind of laugh at the list and then make a response to each one that's calm and direct and logical. So, let's use that in the list I just made up. You're fucking ugly. Not really. I'm definitely more attractive than a large percentage of the world. I look good. If you think I'm ugly, then you either have very unique tastes or you're just making up some bullshit to try to hurt my feelings, and that's ridiculous. There, see, now I dealt with that insult. Now if someone says that to me, I don't have to think about it. It's not going to shock me. I'm going to remember that I dealt with that insult. So make that list of like hundreds of those. Deal with each one, just like I just did. Deal with it. Why someone would say that, if it's true or not, yada yada yada. And let's use a one that's true. You have a receding hairline. I have a receding hairline. Woohoo! Awesome, great. That totally sucks, but everyone has to get old. You could age a lot worse than me. I think I'm aging pretty well and I look good. So yes, I absolutely have a receding hairline. Totally true. Absolutely true. I agree. There. See? Now I've dealt with it. So if you say it, it's not going to bother me. I can even expand. It would look better if I had a lower hairline. It would look better if I aged perfectly. See? Boom! Now when I hear that in a comment or a insult, it doesn't mean anything. I've already dealt with it. Now, go through each one and do that little thing. And you'll love the next step. So now that when these insults pop up, they're gonna just make you laugh and they're not gonna sting you anymore. Now make a list of things that you would care about for someone to even have an influence over you negatively, right? So if someone's a loser, mean, lives in their parents' basement, doesn't have a profile picture, obese, hates themselves, whatever it is, make like a list of bad stuff. Would you take that person's critical opinion of how you look, or how you think, or how you talk, or how interesting you are? So make a general filter list and keep that in your head. So you could just use basic stuff. They should be proud of who they are and have a profile photo. They should have an online presence. They should at least take care of themselves and respectfully communicate their opinions. They're not like immature or childish when it comes to that. So make a list of stuff that you would even give a shit about for taking creative criticism from someone. Okay, now you got those two lists. Now you put those lists together when someone insults you. So when I get like a hate comment, like, you know, you suck, you're an idiot, you have a receding hairline, you look like an uglier version of MacGyver, whatever it is, you know. It's ridiculous. People say ridiculous stuff. And I look at it, I do the first list, and I'm like, okay, is this a person I would even care what they think? Okay, they have no profile photo. Their account is 2 months old. Oh, all of the other comments are also troll comments. Oh, looks like their opinion has been erased. Then I run it through the insult list, the ugly thing, okay. And then, now this is the third step. This is the best step. Then you look at how many haters you got compared to how many views you got, and you compare the amount of attention you're getting compared to the amount of attention you need to get where you want to go, and the amount of attention you had in the past. So basically, am I becoming more popular or am I becoming less popular? Is the level of insults, hates, and comments going up or going down? If it's going up, celebrate. That means you're winning. So even those hate comments, even those fucking bastards who are trying to bring you down are actually a sign you're doing things right. And so you should celebrate them. You should celebrate that they actually took the time to watch your stuff, because they get joy. You're giving them joy. Haters enjoy hating on people. So if they're hating on you, you gave their little heart of stone a little bit of joy because they got to feel better about themselves for a second where they pushed hate on you. And what they want to do is bring you down. But the best thing is for you to experience joy that you're getting more popular, you're getting what you want, and that they were able to get a piece of joy by giving their attention to you. And then you've won. Now, here's a funny story. I told you, that would be all serious. We're gonna do two funny stories. One, I don't have it on this phone. I'll read it and post it in a different clip because I don't have it on this phone. This phone's not connected because if you're watching my blog, I'm in an Airbnb. I went from a hotel to an Airbnb, but this is a pretty nice house. And the second phone, I didn't connect to Wi-Fi before I shot this. Anyways, I was going to talk about an insult where someone said I had moon face. Someone actually said I had moon face. Does this look like moon face? I laughed because I thought it was pretty funny and bizarre. Moon face is like a fat, like round face, you know? Which would, if you actually have moon face and someone says you have moon face, that fucking sucks, right? That's a mean insult. It's bizarre when you would say someone who actually have a really narrow face has moon face. Have a receding hairline and a big forehead. Those would be insults that would be real. The story I was going to tell you, though, is I was on Facebook, where everybody's so nice and talking about how to make the world a better place, right? No. I was on Facebook, and there was a heartbreaking story about a woman whose daughter had killed herself. I'm going somewhere with this. Because of bullying. Hardcore cyber and real life bullying. And she couldn't deal with it, and she killed herself, which I thought was terrible and tragic and horrible. And the posts were on public outcry to increase awareness about cyberbullying. And I looked at what the kids had said to her in the article and off of some of the links, like what they actually said to her. They said some pretty fucked up stuff. Some of the things they told her before she decided to do bad stuff. Well, take her own life. Everyone hates you. You'd be better off without, just normal, really, really mean shit. And then the comments on the article were actually equally troublesome to me personally. They were talked about how they should lock up the kids who were bullying, how they should be charged with all these crimes and all this stuff. So I was really investigating what they did. I was like, okay, well, that's a pretty harsh judgment. Did they actually just say mean shit to her, or did they do anything? Pretty much they just said mean shit to her. 100% words only, messages is what it looked like. So my response, well put, well intentioned, in the correct grammatical syntax, everything was right. I said, I think this is a terrible event. I think it's horrible. I don't think that the people involved with telling her mean shit should be heavily criminally prosecuted. And I believe the way to improve situations like this in the future is to support, love your children, and help them develop tools to be more psychologically tough, because the world isn't a nice place. Which I really believe. I believe you have to give them tools to be able to deal with mean motherfuckers and haters without getting so depressed they want to kill themselves. I don't think the blame is 100% on the haters. I think you need to solve the problem by helping to build more resilient, tough people. So I expressed that, just like I just did right now, in an anti-bullying post on Facebook. And you know what happened? You're not going to guess. Guess what happened? Go ahead and just take a guess. The anti-bulliers, the ones who were freaking out and saying they should prosecute the people for bullying the other people, started to bully me. And I mean, they fucking started to bully me. They said I was a horrible person. They called me a cunt. They told me to fuck off and die. These are people, these are moms, these are families, these are people that are anti-bullying people. And they started bullying me. I got some bad messages. They started stalking me on Facebook and sending comments on my pictures, comments to people I know. And so I was like, holy shit. I expressed an opinion they didn't like. Intellectually, I wasn't even mean. And they're bullying me in the anti-bullying post. How ridiculous is that? So, I had one of those moments where I'm like, what should I do? Should I ignore them? Should I fight back? So what I did is reported them for harassment and bullying to Facebook. I reported the anti-bullying people for bullying someone, which is funny. And then I blocked them and deleted their comments and moved on with my life. And didn't lose a single night's sleep over it, which is exactly the point of this post. And I thought it was kind of funny, the hypocrisy that some people are able to balance in their head. Basically, they think it's okay to bully some people, but not other people, and they kind of have this weird twisted thing. So yeah, I was bullied by the anti-bulliers for expressing my belief in the importance of raising resilient children and making yourself resilient and not placing 100% of the blame on the people bullying you. So yes, this post was on toughen yourself up so the haters don't get to you. Hopefully I'll get that phone on and I'll make a clip where I can talk about some of the funny comments I've gotten. The hate I've already received on the posts I've gotten. The moonface one was the funniest though. They said I look like a bigger version of this real estate agent guy who's got kind of a funny face. And they said, but with a receding hairline and moonface. I think that's the worst one so far. I actually laughed at the originality. The moonface one had me like laughing out loud. That was pretty funny. Anyways, this is Saul Roth. If you like acting, if you like movies, if you like fitness, if you like anything, and if you're into social media and YouTube like me, like this video and give me a comment. And let me know your worst or most interesting hateration story right here, and I'll comment on you. This is going to be a fun one. I will talk to you soon, but go ahead and actually press that like button. See the thumbs up? Click it. It makes me feel good about myself. Come on. Comment and subscribe to my channel. I'm also on Instagram as SaulRoth01 and on Twitter as SaulRo, SOLRO. And we're growing on those networks faster than YouTube, so go ahead and check that out. I just referred to myself as we're. This is a solo channel. We're growing, because I'm including you in that. We're in this together, man. We're in this together.